Well, I would like to put it this way, that having been born and brought up and lived all my life in Visakhapatnam, I would like to, reflect upon what I, as somebody who has, grown up with the city, have experienced and would like to experience in the future with regarding to our sustainability. Okay? Would anybody in the audience would like to ask any specific question? It's a long story because my father came to Visakhapatnam in the year 1958. I was born in 1959. Okay. And then basically my father started this business. But then we'll go back again to what the previous speaker had said, that, Vizag is a city of migrants. Yes. Apart from the fisher folks, there are no people can say that I am a born Vizagite, okay, or I am a local person. No. That way, the city has been very, very conducive for those who have come from outside Visakhapatnam, settled down and made their businesses, built their businesses. We have many business firms that we can name, but let's not go into naming things. But they have been established here for, say, 100 years, 150 years, some probably just 70 to 80 years. But then from what I gather from what my father did, and I started getting involved in the business when I was very young, actually, I was hardly out of school when I was already doing part-time in the shop. So I can tell you one thing, that Vizag has been very receptive to outsiders. Okay, if you will go back in the history of Vizag, there never has been a point of time where any particular community or particular nationality or section of people who have been, attacked or vandalized or anything like that. Probably the only time I remember will be when N.T. Ramarao died. Okay, there was a backlash against the Kamas and things like that. Cinema halls were smashed and things like that. But that was for a very, it was more an outpouring of grief, rather like when Indira Gandhi died, Apart from that, there never has been. But then if you look again, the demography of Visakhapatnam has changed in the last 15-20 years, okay? Till about 20 years ago, establishing a business in Vizag was relatively simple. Even today it's relatively simple, though of course the competition is much more intense. But then if you look at the salient features of the businesses which have established in Visakhapatnam, one thing that will stand out is that the integrity. Okay. For any business house, today if you look at one of the largest business houses we have in India, that is a Tata's. Okay, what is the only thing that comes to mind when you say Tata? Is equal to trust. Okay. Now it is very important that whatever you do, whether you do a commercial business or you go into services or, whatever type of vocation that you enter, even if you're a professional, what needs to be protected or should be built from the beginning is their integrity. Once your integrity, you establish your integrity and you maintain it, no matter whatever the cycles of business might take you up, down, or zooming, or down, your business will never falter because of that. Well, first of all, we have this family firm called the Rahins, which is a footwear business, right? That is my base business, though of course we went into some other smaller ventures here, there, down the line, but ultimately stuck to the core line. Now, sustainability. As I said, one thing is, if you maintain your reputation in the market, if you maintain that, yes, the customer who comes to you does not feel that, you are taking undue advantage of him. you're trying to manipulate the market or try to make extra money or something like that, fine. It's like going to a movie, you know. You go to a cinema hall and then you find that how come every time I go for the first 1 week I never get the tickets? It's always available in black. But there might be some cinema halls where you genuinely you stand in queue, you will get your tickets. So your impression about the management of that theater may change. Okay? And where a business, if you look at Visakhapatnam, I mean, let's go down into more specific things. You look into where business cycles are concerned, or there are few, what should I say, business houses whose policies will never change. They will maintain their policies throughout, year after year. You will see the same type of value for money that you get for it, or the type of service that you get out of what money you pay. So that way, to sustain your business, we are talking about your integrity. To sustain your business, you just have to see to it that your customers, each and every customer, are dealt with fairly, and see that they don't get, don't get unduly, taken advantage of. And where competition is concerned, well, that's another field. I don't think it's something to be discussed here. Where projects are concerned, whenever we used to go for orientation for new members or existing members, I always used to tell them, one thing, JCs has taught me to handle projects, to approach projects as something how you approach your own business. With only one difference, one basic difference. See, how you handle your business and how you go about to a project is the same. You first, make a survey of what exactly would be a good project to do, or what is a basic necessity, like some need is there, let us do this type of project. Then you plan how you will go about it. Okay? First the nitty-gritty, like you work out how you are going to do it. Then you'll think about how to finance it. Then you'll go into how to secure those resources. And then you will execute them. Fine? Now, what is the basic thing that we fear when we go into business? Losses. Exactly. Now, when you do a project for your LOM, when you plan a project and execute it with somebody else's money, or maybe LOM's own money, you really don't fear those losses that much. Why? Because it's not your own money. But it affords a very good lesson for you to learn how to manage your resources. To allocate your resources properly, how much you have to put for a little bit of promotion, how much you have to put for the actual, say hiring of a hall and, arranging for the food and other things. And then the other, you factor in a lot of miscellaneous expenses, like you got to give mementos, or you got to have stationaries and things like that, and then maybe the videographer and hiring of the equipment, things like that. Okay? So if you approach a project like how you would do your business, just because you got the sponsor for, say, whatever X number of rupees, and you say, okay, let's splurge and let's have. But then at the end of the day, when you do your SAPE, you must understand that you have to give justification to why you spend so much money and what is it that you got out of it. Same like how you do your business. Okay? You put in that much capital. Only difference in that, when you do your business, there is an element of profit in it. Whereas when you plan a project for the profit comes in terms of the PR that is gained for the alarm, and in terms of the inputs that have gone into the participant and what they have gained out of it. Okay? Assuming that you don't have, your pockets are not very, very deep, okay, just assuming. Average person, whose resources are limited, and looking into the future of what business is like, okay. So I presume you are going to exclude what we call services and things like that, like say IT and things like that. I presume talking about what a general business community would like to do, say in retail or, In the future, if you ask me, a lot of people will have a lot more time on their hands. There are going to be less number of manufacturing jobs, which will be taken over by probably robots. A lot of what jobs will remain will probably remain only in the food industry, in the entertainment industry, and in the leisure industry. So these are the three major fields probably where a small entrepreneur can still, do well. I use the word small entrepreneur because I presume that you'd like to do a small business, family business like sort of thing, or probably with a few partners or something like that. Those three sectors will definitely boom. Not only they will sustain, they will boom, because in the future when the working hours are, will change. As it is right now, working style has changed. People work from their houses. They even work when they are on vacation. And I mean, it's so simple. You all know what it is. And so, people will have much more time on their hands. And as you have already seen the changes which have come, that people have eating out is such a common thing today. Okay, so where food is concerned, food means including beverages, food and beverages, entertainment, because people have so much time on their hands, entertainment industry, and leisure industry, that is traveling or spas and things like that, resorts.